This picture was taken on the stair steps. It looks like there's a face. Who could it be?
Because I feel like someone would have told me that there was a little girl downstairs crying who was sopping wet. Like that probably would have came up at one point.
The physician who built the house and first occupied it many years ago had also built a caretaker's house on the other end of the block. A barn that held a horse and buggy stood on the plot of ground behind his house. When the doctor had to make house calls in the country, the caretaker of the property drove the buggy. I have on occasion glanced out from the kitchen into the hall, and I thought I saw someone walking down the hall toward the front door. On another occasion, I was upstairs sitting on my bed. I could feel what I thought was somebody sitting down beside me. I thought it was my wife, except that no one was there. It makes me wonder whether there were any ghosts in this very old house that my wife and I still live in. As you recall from our last video, we barely scratched the surface in regards to the history of the house. Unfortunately, there is too many layers to talk about it. Since our last investigation, activity has increased due to the construction. Tonight I'll bring in our medium, Blind. He doesn't know anything. Will he be able to sift through the layers to give us a different perspective? Let's find out. Can you please come through and tell me your name? I'm hearing a dog bark. Do you? Like, sometimes I'm hearing a dog bark. Like, no, through the device.
Okay.
Is there a doctor in the house? I need help.
When we first came down here, I thought the dog had followed us down, and I was like, oh, pupper, and then like there was nothing there, and it like sounds like there's like some dog down here running around. Like,
Okay,
there's
that's
nails
weird,
on the...
because through the ghost box, there's like, I swear, it's very rare, but I heard like a dog barking through it.
There's like a ghost dog.
The moment that Cameron confirmed that she was encountered by a dog spirit, I knew that we captured a dog from the other side. This is a first for our team. As shown, this picture here was left from the original owners. I'm sick. Can you help me? Almost what? Was that a little kid? Did you hear that? It's like, hey, mommy.
Heard that too.
Is that better now? Can you talk now?
No.
Is there a Linda? Are you hearing that? It's saying help me. Are you hearing that?
I heard it.
Since our last investigation, I found a hymnal at the house that had her signature in it. This was shocking to find since Linda made herself known to us since our last investigation. This time around, I decided to make it as a trigger object to see if we could ease the communication with her. We always have to remember when communicating to the other side, anything can come through, especially when you are trying to communicate with one person. This came through.
That was pretty clear.
It actually got very cold right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the 3-year-old? What about the 3-year-old?
The 3-year-old? That was in the other room, like where the washroom,
Yeah.
or where the bathroom is right now. On the other side of that, in that room where we found that furnace thing, she came out from, wait, I think that's north. The west wall where that utility electrical box thing is. And I could tell that she was still learning how to walk and still kind of learning how to talk because she had to use the stuff around her to keep her from falling. And then when she came up, she like grabbed my finger and then told me that the bad man is upstairs. I don't know what that means. But then some other woman who looked like she was from the 1800s, like she looked like she was off that little show, like Little Prairie or something.
Oh,
She had like one of those kinds of dresses on.
Yep. I
Um,
have a feeling that is, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay. But she basically said, hey, you need to come back, like, get away from him. We have stuff to do.
What happened? Why is that? Why did that shut down?
Oh god.
Why did that shut down? It is very strange that we realize that the camera system shuts down.
which one?
This is
That's unusual.
sus. Very sus.
What?
So what was that down there?
Yeah, we moved
Or
that for
you
like
just kind of
He just
ran
like
off.
left. Like he just left us.
I got a really bad feeling I went. Because, like, why would the cameras and everything go off?
Right.
Since we were talking about all that.
That's
So I
true.
ran downstairs to check things out, and that little girl out of the that we were just talking about,
Mhm.
that bathroom area, the one in the painting, was like gone.
Hmm.
Or at least I don't see her anymore.
Could she be upstairs right now?
I have
Whoa,
no
whoa,
idea.
whoa! There's a flash and all. I'm not sure if it was you with the camera. Maybe I'm hopeful. But this
Is that when we were down there?
No, see that? See that?
Yeah.
We captured this light anomaly when the cameras turned on, and this is where the little girl was spotted. As the night continues, we try to get more answers on who this little girl is, since she is trying to get our attention by messing with our devices.
When we first came down here, because I think you were upstairs.
Yeah.
When we first came down here, when I saw the little girl and then the thing standing in the corner over there, it's very typical of if there is, from what I've learned from doing this, if there is something that's like trying to run the house or like take over the house basically, it'll claim the whole house for itself, but there
Right.
will be a one area specifically that'll be its little like
And this is that.
home.
This is that area.
We believe so. I trust
Okay.
her.
As an investigator, we try to track down where and how the hauntings begin, so I start asking my team their opinions. What do you believe? Are people originated in this building because this was many things, a house, an apartment?
I think so. Down here, I think it's something that happened down here.
It is interesting how this orb anomaly appears.
I don't know what that would be. But upstairs in the attic, I feel like there's maybe just things attached to objects up there, or like things like that. There's multiple things.
Okay, obvious wise, okay. We continue to ask questions, but we get bizarre answers in return.
We need to save the church.
We need to save the church.
The second I heard this EVP, I was already thinking there might be a connection to a church that is a quarter of a mile down the street. The EUB church is literally over there. There is documented proof that the original owners who built the house went to this church. When I'm talking about this, we get this bizarre answer. And that's where the Yost went too. They went to the EUB church.
There's something about a shadow.
Yeah. What shadow? She scream more?
Now that we've been downstairs and actually done some investigating and talked to some things, I'm almost positive that that girl in the painting is the little girl downstairs in the, what is now the bathroom area. Because I feel like someone would have told me that there was a little girl downstairs crying who was sopping wet. Like that probably would have came up at one point. But she was wearing a dress that was like very clearly tattered, and she had, well, it was dark, so it was like gray or like blue or purplish tinted skin. Like it wasn't like bright purple like she looked like an alien. It looked as if she was like bloated. you know, as if she were dead. Had hair in front of her face. She was crying. She said something along the lines of like, this is where they drowned. They wouldn't tell me who or give me a name because whenever I asked, she would just kind of scream and tell me to leave. So clearly she was going through some stuff, so I left.
This entity that we encountered was very interesting because it always has been an orally told story passed down the family that there was a little girl that drowned in a well, but unfortunately there isn't any actual historical documentation to back this up. But it's very interesting that our medium was able to pick up this.
So are you seeing anything right now? I'm just curious. Is it just...
He's standing literally across the room from us right now. He's like kind of yelling answers, but they're very vague answers.
What is it doing right now?
It's in the opposite corner of you, basically crouched down, screaming no.
Does it want to just be trapped here forever and like not let it do anything? Like why?
I am starting to believe that it was a botched surgery or some type of botched operation.
Right.
Now this dude's kind of just stuck here. He doesn't want to be here, but it's the only person he knows. Because I don't think he's getting angry that we're down here. He's getting upset, like almost like he's gonna start crying.
No, but I'm pretty sure that the thing that I saw downstairs.
It makes sense now that you said autopsy, because he had like his chest cavity, like there was like a line that was down the middle, which I'm assuming if he was a patient, then that means he was cut open. But he didn't have any facial hair when I saw him.
It might have been his son.
Yep, I'm assuming that's the son.
Charles.
Did the son take after his... Wait. Oh my shit. Who is that?
Floyd was unable to get a name out of this gentleman that he saw. Unfortunately, this original photo is unmarked. If you know who these people are, let us know. As the night progressed, the house was becoming more active. It was harder to talk one-on-one with each spirit. That said your name, Floyd. How many are with us?
What do you mean, one? It's not just one. Oh, yeah, like me.
Fishing boat?
Mercy.
Mercy from what? What do you mean mercy? What's happening to you?
It's starting to go off again.
It's going off again. Are you touching it? Did you understand any of that?
What room? I'm not getting out. What room? Also never answered my original question. Which room? No need to yell at me. How many of there are you? Don't lie to me again.
On myself.
You are not by yourself.
Unless they all think they are.
But that would only be It's only one voice saying that.
Find me? Find me?
Well, last the woman said that she's by herself, but earlier when I asked that, it was that deep male's voice that said one.
That's true.
We now head to the attic. As you recall, Floyd said this.
And then when she came up, she like grabbed my finger and then told me that the Batman is upstairs. I don't know what that means.
Is that you trying to do that?
I guess so.
That's the weakest. Insulting you. Why don't you just touch the red light and we'll leave?
That was green. Nice try.
I don't count that as touching the red light. You're gonna have to try harder.
As the night went by, we were getting no answers, so we decided to split up to make ourselves more vulnerable.
Are you separating me from them or them from me? You're setting that REM pod off a lot, yet when I move the camera over, you got nothing for me, huh? You go, Jesus Christ!
To shed more light on what exactly happened, I asked Floyd what happened. He said that one of the entities grabbed him by the shoulder. When Floyd turned around, he caught its legs around the corner. He was gangly, pale, and crawled on all fours. Whatever this was, it was not human.
Make the REM pod go off if it's yes. Let it sit still if it's no. Do you have people imprisoned here? Yes, you do. Interesting.
Splitting up helped to a degree, until the entities got bored with Floyd, so we decided to bring up Aaron to see if he could get more communication.
See, I can bring Floyd back up if you want to talk to him. You want that? You don't like talking to me? If you don't want to talk to me, just press the red light. That's all I need. So you don't want to talk to Floyd?
That DVR is shut down. Everything is shut down.
Really? Was that you? You son of a... Was that you that did that? If it was, then press the red light.
It was odd. So in order to get these back working, it was really contradicting. You had to turn the switch off to get these working again.
Right.
Isn't that weird? But the weird thing is those lights still work.
The light was on. Like the power was on, and these lights worked, but the camera didn't. You flick them off, light still works, cameras are back up.
We are talking about the construction lights. The wiring in this house is old-fashioned, so when you turn the switch off, everything turns off. So in theory, there shouldn't be any power when the switch is off. So the question remains, were the spirits upstairs messing with electrical circuits? As the night comes to an end, we do a final session in the hallway, where the original banister still stands. And this is the hallway that I had my first paranormal experience.
I have a special book in my hand called The Science of Letters. Apparently this was a book that Mr. Yost had. I find to be quite fascinating. Today we're going to be learning about pantography, or universal drawings. You don't want me to read this book?
Have energy to show yourself?
Good man. Itchy. Which one is soldier?
Soldier.
I heard good man.
And I heard soldier. Were you in the Civil War? Yeah, let me get the trigger objects.
German soldier?
Charles, are you here? Come on. I know last time you were here, you turned on my somebody turned off my SLS camera. You messed with my technology. So, I know you can do it.
He said he would never.
Wow, are you getting defensive now?
See, but somebody did. And who was it? That's what we're trying to figure out, because, I don't know, that's not a very nice thing to do. And
He said, I'm a gentleman.
we know some of you are very nice people, and frankly, some of you seem like you're very interesting, and I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you, but some of you other people don't seem to be here for good reasons. Or at least you like messing with people.
The church.
Church.
I'm at church.
Yeah, so you guys all like to hang out in the front hallway? There seems to be a lot of people here. Is there anywhere in this house where you can't go? Or you don't want to go? Or you don't like going?
Someone got defensive. Hey, calm down. Inside voice.
Can't hear you. Can you just act normal, please? Just tell us where in this house you don't like going.
The sake of his body, Christian.
Body?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the basement? You guys don't mind the basement? I don't know, we met some pretty interesting people down there.
Is it true, Yost, that you botched a surgery and somebody died from it? Is that true?
Seems you're hesitating on an answer right now.
Washington Council.
Did somebody die from a surgery?
Watch for the...
Watch for the what?
I can't understand you.
What are we supposed to watch for? What are we supposed to watch for?
See, I can see everything in this house right now. You guys cannot hide from me.
Did you hear that?
Which that? Any sort of punishment.
Punishment.
Welcome back. Here are my final thoughts about the investigation. There were a lot of cool things that happened that night. A lot of unexplainable things. But this house is very unique in so many ways. This investigation was not your normal investigation. We brought our medium, Floyd. When it comes to mediumship, I am very skeptic. But I do find it useful. It's a different tool to use to get an inside look on certain aspects. The thing that really surprised me that night, since I'm a skeptic when it comes to mediumship, is that the moment when Floyd told that story about the well and the girl, that has been a family told story. I didn't tell him that. There is no historical documentation to back that up. Is there a girl crying in the corner? Is there a patient that had their surgery botched? Is there a soldier walking the hallways? What is this connection with the church? We may never know. But whatever is in that house made themselves known that night. We had a lot of firsts, including our camera system going off. Is it paranormal? We can't conclusively say it is, but it's sure a odd coincidence. And the cameras went off multiple times, not just in that one. It was a first for our team hearing a dog bark on the other side. There are so many unique aspects of this house that we had to show you the best evidence. Many people felt cold spots. Many people heard noises, unexplainable noises. There is just a lot of activity in that house, especially the attic. When I went up there with my team, we did an investigation up in the attic. The first time around, nothing happened. But when Floyd came in, things did happen. We had intelligent responses with the REM pod. Can I conclusively say that this house is haunted? Yes. Haunted in so many ways. It is unfortunate that there isn't any historical documentation to back up all these stories of the entities that we found. But that will just make me look into the history a little bit harder. There may be a story about a girl that drowned in a well. There may be a story about a girl named Linda. Overall, this was a very unique investigation for our team. Signing off, Sips.